Hello, everybody. It's Bigfoot, Michigan Rob. It's Friday, February 16th. Time for another experience or encounter sent in. This was sent in by a subscriber. Never seen him in the chat before. Handle is like RG1637. And this is a little bit different. I've been getting a lot of emails from people of late dealing in the paranormal, ghosts, and things. And next week, however, I'll be back with some Dogman encounters. Yeah, but as the channel has kind of grown a little bit, and people like the variety, on my shows Tuesday nights at 9, Thursday afternoons at 1, we're getting a lot more paranormal guests and things of that nature. So I'm starting to get inundated with some paranormal emails that people like me to put out there. So again, trying to expand what I do. We don't want to do Dogman and Bigfoot week in and week out. So you got to mix it up because if you follow me for a long time, you know that I think a lot of these phenomena are connected in some way. This is very creepy, okay? I hope you enjoy it. Leave a comment. I'll be back with the Dogman encounter next week. Let me know what you think about this. And I'm going to start. Thanks for subscribing, if not already. I do appreciate it. Thank you for buying the book as well. I never experienced anything paranormal in my entire life until I began experimenting with ceremonial black magic in about 2003. I designed all of my magic tools, wands, chalice, dagger, pentacle, etc., using Golden Dawn source books. I did a number of conjurings of demonic entities from Gotia, the Lesser Key of Solomon. At first, I thought it's probably all a bunch of bullshit. And even in the supernatural realm is real, it's on a completely different plane of existence. But I'm the type of person that wanted to find out for myself and experiment with it. Back in about 2006, I woke up in the middle of the night and there was 3 totally black entities wearing hooded black robes standing at the foot of my bed facing me. There was enough ambient light on that night coming in from the bedroom windows, so I could see them fairly clearly, just in darker shades. They were completely solid looking and 3-dimensional looking. And they were occasionally talking about amongst themselves in a language I could not understand. I couldn't see their faces clearly except for one brief second when the one in the middle turns his face slightly while saying something to the one on its right side. Then I could see that it had a normal face with 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. The odd thing was their voices were very faint and very low sounding, like they were coming from a hollow tube from a long ways away. When I first saw them, my first thought was, holy shit, demons are real. My next thought was, well, I guess my conjuring rituals must have worked because there's 3 demons standing at the foot of my bed. I wasn't completely terrified, like maybe I should have been, but I stayed very still, not trying to draw their attention to me. But I did lift my head slightly forward off my pillow to try and get a better look at them and try to understand what they were saying. At some point, I don't know when, But not too long after, I first woke up and saw them. They were just gone. I don't know where they went or how they left, or if they just receded into the closet that was behind them. I believe my practicing ceremonial magic somehow opened me up to somewhat physically. Another thing that happened. By the way, Rob, I'm from Michigan. My aunt, who is originally from Ontario, Canada, knows a woman over there who is a higher level Reiki practitioner. I didn't know much about Reiki, but one summer I went over to Ontario to have a Reiki session done with her. I was in the room. She did let the Reiki in, laying flat on my back on her Reiki table. Almost immediately after she put her hands palm down over me and closed her eyes and began concentrating, or whatever she was doing, my entire field of vision went almost entirely dark, and I could see what appeared to be waves of energy moving slowly from above me, up near the ceiling, down toward me. Every time I would or blink my eyes, my field of vision would return to normal brightness. But almost immediately after that, my vision would darken again, and I could see the field of energy once again. At first thought, is this some kind of trick? Does she have some kind of strange light here in the room that's causing this? But she left the room for a few minutes, and I looked around and did not see any kind of light, any source that would be causing this. I went back to her several times for Reiki sessions, and every time that I went, the same thing happened. Also, my aunt, who learned Reiki from this woman, did a Reiki session with me once in my own home, and I experienced the same thing: dimming of my vision and seeing the waves of energy. I also had a number of precognitive dreams. Sorry, you guys, during this period of time. One occurred when I had put my indoor cat down in the garage and basement area for the night. It was a hot summer night, so I had left the garage windows open so it would be cooler for her down there. In the middle of that night, it was either a dream or an out of body experience. I'm still not sure which one. Even though I was sleeping in bed, I found myself literally standing down in the garage and facing one of the windows there. The garage was pitch black, but there was a blaze of light illuminating just around the window area. I could see that my cat had torn a hole in the screen, and she had her face pressing as hard as she could through the hole in the screen. She was trying to squeeze her way out. Oddly, even though it seemed like I was standing in the garage watching her face going through the screen, I would have to have been standing outside to see her face and recognize her coming through the screen toward me. So it seemed like everything was kind of reversed. But in the morning when I woke up, the first thing I did was go down to the garage. And sure enough, there was a hole in the screen, just like in my dream. And when I opened up the door to the backyard, she came running up to me. She had gotten out during the night. Oh, Rob, I almost forgot to mention, a few weeks after I had this dream, I was reading in one of my occult books about exploring out of body experiences. and it mentioned how you could be in the darkest cavern or vault, and when you required it, what is called etheric light would allow you to see what you needed to see in any situation. I immediately thought that must have been what the blaze of light around the window was, allowing me to see my cat escaping through the screen. I'll just list one more thing on here in this email that happened, since this is long already. Once, shortly after I used my Ouija board, and my mother saw this also, in parentheses, a large bolt on a wooden table began rapidly spinning in a circle for about 5 seconds. I've also used a black mirror, speculum, and crystal ball a few times during my ceremonial magic practices, but never saw anything in either of them. I also had no results whatsoever using the Ouija board. But after seeing those three demonic entities on that one night, that's something I'll never forget. And I don't think a single day has gone by since then that I don't think about it. I did throw out most of my ceremonial magic equipment in about 2018, since I didn't want to take a chance on my pets being possibly negatively affected by any of the negative entities that may have been brought through. There's a bunch of other things that have happened to me, but I'm going to end it here. This has been too long already. Everybody, I'm not into this sort of thing. This is the type of things. If you follow my show, these things creep me out. That's why I do not want to practice in any of these things. The three demons this guy brought into him, buddy, if you're out there, keep me updated, because I like to know what's going on. I wouldn't do that. I think these practices, if you do not know what you're doing, as I've learned, you're opening yourself up to evil. You're opening yourself up to some things that you cannot understand, ward off, fend off. I don't know what your background is. And I get the fact that you're interested in these things, like a lot of us that follow this channel. We're interested in all sorts of high strangeness, cryptids, the paranormal. I don't know. I found that, I mean, I got shivers just reading that, you guys. I, for one, BMR, would not practice that. I would not read any of these books. I would not try to conjure up anything. Since I've been doing this a while and spoken to many people, like the Blondes and the Boos as an example, not a good thing to do. But hey, we do what we want to do. We're adventurous. That's one adventure that BMR will probably stay shy of. Thanks to everybody for listening and watching. I do appreciate it. Please subscribe to Bigfoot Michigan Rob on YouTube. Bigfoot Michigan Rob presents True Cryptid Encounters, Book 1, found on Amazon. Go check it out. Give me a like. Give me a share. Subscribe. Until next time, have a fantastic weekend. I am Bigfoot Michigan Rob, and I'm out.